Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Tuesday, July 2nd. So it is extremely early where I am. It is barely 5 o'clock in the morning, and I decided to do a diamond paint with me. It has been a minute since I've diamond painted. I mean, I did this little bit here last week sometime, but you know, it's not easy finding time when you have multiple hobbies: stitching, reading, diamond painting, in addition to work and having a household and a marriage and all of that. But I wanted to come on here. I am going to answer some more questions from the tag because there was like 80 some questions and I'm only on question 39. But what prompted me to do this early is that I wanted to get clear the family dynamics, the family tree, I guess I should say, because I think some of you are under the impression that Charlize's dad is the stepfather that perpetuated the horrible childhood I have, and that's no. So, and there's no secrets. Like, there's no family secrets where nobody knows. People make choices, things change, people make bad decisions. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person necessarily, right? So, let me try to give the timeline of everything so you guys understand. So my mom and my real dad, my biological father, dated when they were in high school. My mom got pregnant with me when she was 19. My dad was 17. I can't imagine what it's like to be pregnant at 19 and be also like my dad's age 17. That had to be a very frightening time. They wound up splitting up. And when my mom had me, my brother's dad lived across the street from her. So she started dating him. So he was also 17. So think about this. He's dating someone who has a child. Me. And they got married. And 2 years later, my mom had my brother. My mom was married to my brother's dad for 18 years. They divorced when I was a senior in high school. He is the one that mistreated my brother and I. And my mom also. And, it took me a long time as an adult to come to terms with the fact that my mom did the best that she could at that moment. I also do not know what it's like to have no money and 2 young kids and want your situation to change, but you don't know how to go about doing it. And it took me a long time to come to terms with the fact that my brother's father, a broken individual, always trying to fill the void, whether it was with alcohol or cigarettes or buying things, because he used to, have a new car all the time, had all kinds of jewelry, collected these baseball jackets. I mean, I feel like, and I don't know this for sure, obviously, because I haven't spoken to this man in over 25 years. But, as an adult, when you see things and learn things, people struggle. People struggle and are trying to fill a void. And I can actually sympathize with it, having an obsession, buying stuff, trying to make yourself happy. I also think that he was just too young and ill-equipped to be a father at 17 and then a father at 19 with my brother. Just some people just are not set up to be effective parents. So my mom met Charlize's dad on a bowling league. My whole family bowled. My grandmother, my uncle, me, we were all on a bowling team. And we needed another member of the team. And Charlize's dad was put on our team. So that's how we met him. And him and my mom just really hit it off. And they dated a long time. And then they got married. Well, my mom is 12 years older than Charlize's dad. And he had not had children. So they went through surrogacy and had Charlize. So, and what prompted me to say all of this is that someone commented on my video yesterday and said, well, how is your relationship with her? Because, her father must be the father that, you're talking about. No, Charlize's dad is wonderful and has been a good husband to my mom all these years. I mean, she's been with him now. I mean, Charlize is going to be 20 in February. She's been with him since, I want to say, 93, something like that. So like 30 years, 31 years. Yeah, it has been a really, really long time. And I just wanted to set the record straight on that because no, Charlize's dad is a very good parent. Sometimes overbearing on Charlize, though. He's very overprotective. But a complete 180 from my brother's dad and the stepfather that I grew up with. And then where does my real dad play in all this? Because I have a relationship now with my real dad. So my mom never lied to me or didn't tell me that the man I grew up with was not my father. And, in all the midst of all of the horrible things that went on, that was one saving grace that I could take away. This man is not really my father, right? And, when you grow up, I was never somebody who had a huge desire to meet my real father because I thought to myself, if you really wanted to be in my life, you would have made that happen. However, again, choices. What happened was my mom, when I was 32, she saw in our local newspaper that my real father's mother died. She wrote them a letter because there was like some address in there for sending memorial. I don't know. She sent them a letter saying I wanted to meet him, which actually was not something I had ever said. And I'll be honest, I was pretty angry at my mother for a little while because she didn't tell me she was writing this letter. Now, all this time later, because now I've known my real dad for 18 years, and I'm so very glad. But then it was a shock because they wrote a letter back saying, We would love to meet her, all of that. So what was wonderful was that my father was willing to take it very slowly, because I was just, and I made no bones about it either. Him and I talked on the phone and by email for like 4 months before I met him in person. I said, I need to get to know you before we jump into some kind of father-daughter relationship. So that's what we did. He told me all about his life, and the first time I went over there for dinner, he was like, "Do you have any questions for me?" And I am somebody, like, I pulled no punches. I just came right out with it and was like, "Why were you not in my life?" And come to find out, when my mom married my brother's dad, she had contacted him, and he actually signed over parental rights. My brother's dad actually technically adopted me. So by all legal accounts and purposes, that man is my father. But I pay no attention to that. And yeah, so my real father and I have since then forged a relationship that I'm grateful for every single day. And no matter how much time I have with him, it's obviously never going to be enough, because he has missed the huge moments, right? He was not there any of my, high school graduation, college graduation, my first marriage, just all of those monumental things when you're a kid. And you don't know what would have happened if he would have been in my life and I would have still seen him or had visitation with him when I was growing up. You just don't know. And I have to trust that all of that was just in God's plan. And that I am the kind of person I am. I like to think of myself as pretty resilient, that I have gotten through some pretty horrific things. And that has done me well in life. I mean, obviously, I have, overspent, overate as coping mechanisms. And, it's the battlefield is in your mind. It truly, truly is. Just like that Joyce Meyer book, which I am really considering buying the physical book. I read the Kindle book when it came out. That book is worth revisiting for sure. It's things that I constantly struggle with as an adult. But yeah, so I know that was a really long-winded way of setting straight the family tree. But yeah, the three fathers in the picture: my real dad, my brother's dad, Charlize's dad. Lots of people, lots of moving pieces and parts, and yeah. But okay, let's talk about some happier things now. All right, so some more questions. Oh, first let's talk about the mini library. So yesterday, after I did yesterday's video, I checked the mail. What came in the mail yesterday was the little fireplace I had bought, which is so cute. And what I decided to do with it was actually put it up where Charles and Oscar sit, and I put it between them because it's small enough that it's almost it reminds me of when you have a little heater. Do you know what I mean? Sitting next to you. It wasn't big enough or tall enough to put on the back wall that I had originally intended it to go. And I'm also not going to stack any books on it because the books would cover the entire top of it. And when I do an update video and I show you guys, I will take you out there and show you. But I think I can explain it. The little doors open for it and it does light up. So it looks like it's like a real working fire, which is awesome. So what also came was the little half table that I wanted on the back wall to put a little plant and some books. And that table came unfinished. I mean, let me pick my next symbol. And I painted it yesterday. I was going to paint it white because all of the furniture, all of the tables are white in there. But I decided to paint it a light green color and it turned out really good. So I am pleased with that. However, the tree bookshelf, first off, it was very large. It was much larger than I had anticipated. And a piece of it in transit broke off. So I am returning it. I'm returning it today and getting a refund from the seller. Now, if you remember, I had ordered 2 other things on the basis of using the tree bookshelf. I had ordered some little books that they sell that go on it. And then I had also ordered the initial mini bookshelf to be able to display the little books that I bought that were like the Frida McFadden ones and all of that. Well, neither one of those orders had shipped yet. So I came in here in my computer room in my office and I emailed those sellers and said, can I please cancel those orders? My circumstances have changed. And they were so gracious and they both canceled them. I was so grateful for that. So again, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do on the walls to display those books. So here is what I have figured out. And eventually I'm going to get this right. I mean, eventually it's going to come together. So what I decided to do was get another little table. You know the white table that I had Bill like cut the legs on it to make it a little shorter? I decided to get another little table for the left side, for the other side wall. And I'm going to put books on that and also decorate that for, you know, the holidays or have a plant on it or something. And then as far as the walls, so I have a clock coming that's going to go above the half table. It's on the back. And then I wound up, because originally I was going to, like I said, I was going to have the fireplace on the back wall on the other side. I wound up purchasing a corner plant stand that little plants are going to go on. And I think that's really going to work in that corner. But for each of the side walls, I wanted artwork and I wanted books on those shelves because I have like 45 books or something I'm going to have to find a spot to display. And so what I wound up doing, and I took measurements. I really went out. I mean, I spent a bunch of time yesterday figuring out, is this going to work? I bought 2 small white shelves, identical. One's going to go on each wall. And then I also bought 2 sets of artwork that have black frames that were, one was a set of 4 pictures like from Paris. And then the other set was just another 4 set of pictures, but they all are the same size and they all look similar. So I wanted to hang 4 prints on one wall and a shelf with books, and then 4 prints on the other wall and a shelf with books. And how I wanted to kind of spin that was to say that Oscar is also a budding photographer, because it looks like the pictures that I bought, they look like photos that you would have taken in black and white. So I am hoping that all of that comes to fruition like I see it in my mind's eye. So now I wait, though, because the pictures are coming from Sweden. The artwork. Believe it or not, it's a lot of looking on Etsy. Someone said they wanted to do miniatures. Etsy is where I've gotten 99% of everything I have in that library. Etsy is a treasure trove of miniatures. People, tons of sellers, tons of items. What I do, like when I was looking for a shelf, I put in dollhouse miniature bookshelf or dollhouse miniature wall shelf. And then you just search. And the time that I have devoted to finding all of these items, it's pretty astounding. But it is coming together slowly but surely. And one of my subscribers, Jill Roberts, I got her little Afghan that she knitted or crocheted. I don't know the difference, but it is so cute. I have it on the back of Oscar's chair. OMG. And I was so grateful for her to do that. It is the cutest thing, and it looks perfect on that chair. So yeah, there will be a point in time where I have all of the library stuff done, mini library, and then it's just decorating for the various holidays that I choose to decorate for. Okay. All right, so the next question on the list is, what inspires you? That's a good question. You know what really is inspirational? People who have simplified their life and live a very peaceful existence. If you search on YouTube, simple life, living a simple life, there are a bunch of YouTubers that come up. And that to me is inspirational, because when you think about it, the root of all suffering is desire. You know, we as a society tend to overconsume. You get something, you love it for 5 minutes, then you got to go on to the next thing. And I say I want a peaceful, quiet existence, but then there's always some obsession waiting around the corner, I feel like. I'm really glad that I did the library. I love it. I can't wait to get the chair so then I can sit there and read. But yeah, that's who inspires me. And Bill does too. I have to say, Bill is a huge inspiration, because he is just such a hard worker, and he doesn't really spend money. Now that he doesn't have a boat, he doesn't really spend money. I don't know, the things and hobbies I like they cost. Okay, what is your favorite color? Now, this has changed over the years. For the longest time, my favorite color was purple. I still love purple. And more like a lilac-y purple. But I absolutely love teal. I love all colors. I love red, but I love teal. I really, really love teal. I mean, a lot of things in the library and in my craft room, teal. Yes, but love color, period. Oh, what is your coffee order? Okay, so for a really long time. Now, when I do coffee here at home, I have a Keurig, and I use, I'm pretty sure it's Green Mountain, Dark Magic. And I just use half and half in it. I don't use coffee creamer anymore here. When I get coffee out, like at a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, so Starbucks, it used to be a mocha. That was my go-to drink. But then I started getting a cappuccino with a mocha swirl in it, like 2 pumps of mocha. And then Dunkin' Donuts, same thing. I get a cappuccino with 2 mocha swirls. So good. I don't like iced coffee. I don't like cold coffee. And yes, I am that someone who, even if it's 95 degrees outside, I will get a hot coffee. Now, my favorite drink, though, at Starbucks is their strawberry acai lemonade. Really, really good. And I just got one of those the other day because it's been hot here. Really, really hot. Okay, what was your dream job as a kid? You know, when I was a kid, all I have to do is 7, and then I'm done that section. I wanted to be a teacher. I loved playing school. Yeah, that was the dream. What phone do I have? I have a Samsung Galaxy. It's an older one. I want to say an S20. Maybe 20. What is your favorite TV show quote? Quote? I don't know. I mean, I love Seinfeld. I love The Office. I like King of Queens. I don't know. How many countries have you traveled to? I've only been outside of the US when I've gone on a cruise. So I really am not a world traveler at all. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Oh, that has changed over the years too, because when FlossTube first happened, you know, this month is my FlossTube is my YouTube anniversary. So this year will be 8 years. It was 2016 when I started my channel. So yeah, 8 years doing YouTube. Okay, some of my favorite YouTubers. There are a couple book people I watch now. I don't remember their names. And I watch a whole bunch of different people. I don't watch too much YouTube anymore, but when I first started and discovered FlossTube, I would watch Emily from Eclectic Possessions. I watched Garrett, Coffee Stitcher. I watched The Stash Queen. Watched a lot of FlossTube. Whole lot. Now there are so many people doing it. I also like Bailey Sarian, even though I haven't watched her videos in a really long time. She's beautiful. She does, you know, true crime and puts on makeup. She's really good at makeup. But yeah, YouTube is a wealth of information if you want to learn something, for sure. Do you have any siblings? Didn't we already ask that question? Yes, we know this. I have a brother that is 2 years younger than me. So my brother is turning 48 in August. And then I have Charlize, my sister. She is 19, going to be 20 in February of next year. Do you prefer tea or coffee? You know, I love coffee, prefer coffee all the way. I like Lipton iced tea or Snapple iced tea. I have never been able to be a hot tea drinker. I would love to because they have so many different cool flavors. It just doesn't taste good to me. And I don't know if it's because I have not found the right combination. I mean, I wasn't a coffee drinker until I was in my 30s. Never had anything like that. But yeah, I can't drink hot tea. Can't do it. What is the first thing you do after going home from work or school? Well, I work at home, but when the workday is done, it depends because sometimes my workday ends at 1 in the afternoon. Sometimes I work until 6 o'clock. Sometimes I'm working until 10 o'clock. So if I end early, I will read, stitch, diamond paint, because Bill doesn't get home from work until 3:30. So, but if I work up until 6, then we're having dinner, watching TV, going to bed. And if I work really late, it is just me going to bed because Bill goes to bed at 8 o'clock. So if I work past that, I am also then going to bed. What sports did you play? The only sport I really did was bowling, if you can call that a sport. Like I said, my family was a family of bowlers. I bowled. My grandmother got us lessons when we were kids. And I was on leagues all the way up until I was probably 28 years old. Yeah, just bowled all the time. Loved it. What is your favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption. And I can say that without hesitation. That is my favorite movie of all time. And no matter how many other movies I've seen. And the reason why, you know who's an inspiration? Tim Robbins' character in that movie. I love that he was patient for 19 years in prison. Yes. Yes, yes. What is your favorite animal? Bunny. Love bunnies. Would love to have a bunny as a pet. And love it and squeeze it and pet it and have it sit on my lap and yeah. Do you like dogs or cats? I'm allergic to cats, but I don't dislike them. Love dogs. Absolutely. Do you use a PC or a Mac? I use a PC. I have an iPad though, so I use that as my tablet. But as for my computer, yes, I use PC. And like I said yesterday, my plan is to get a new computer in August. And let me tell you, my computer is 6-7 years old. I feel like it's going to feel so fast when I get a new one because mine is pretty slow now. Even though I'm very conscious about cleaning it up, not putting a whole bunch of crap on it. What books have changed your life? Well, I have to say that the biggest book that has probably changed my life is the Bible. Because when I started reading it 2 years ago, it had a profound effect on me. I can't really think of any other book that per se has changed my life, except to say that as a kid, books were the saving grace too, in addition to my grandparents, because all summer that's what I did. I would sit out on our front stoop and read. When I was punished, which I felt like I was punished all the time, fine, send me to my room. I will read. I would read so many books in a week. And, you know, I don't remember there being a summer reading program then, because if there was, holy moly, I would have had so many books. I would have read so many books. Okay, what theme parks have you been to? We're going to end it after this. We'll do this question and then. I have been to Six Flags, King's Dominion, Hershey Park. It used to be called Wild World. I think it's Six Flags now. I've been to a bunch. Never been to Disneyland or Disney World, though, or like Universal Studios. Would love to go to those places. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how I pull this up. So what I do is I take this mini roller and I will roll over the whole section because it will make sure all of the diamonds are down. And then what I do is I start at this end right here and I peel it up bit by bit. And as I peel it up, I'm pressing because you don't want the diamonds stuck in the mesh roller. So I just take my time. There's no rush. Even though I use the roller, sometimes a stray one will still stick. And so I just keep going, pressing, pulling. Yeah, see, there was one that stuck right there, a black one. Yeah, I've not bought a diamond painting kit in a while. I have so many. And now that Hannah Lynn is gone from Diamond Art Club, she is with a couple other people, but nothing has really caught my eye yet to buy. Like I said, I literally have so many kits. And I'll be honest too, I'm partial to Diamond Art Club. Absolutely love their kits. And yeah, you just take your time, bit by bit. And where I bought this mesh roller was from Drill Pen Frenzy on Etsy, Doni's store. I have all of the sizes because if you have some older Diamond Art Club kits, you will need a different mesh roller, a different size. Ooh, we're almost done. But ever since I started using a mesh roller, I hate to diamond paint without it because look how nice and neat that is. That ticks all the boxes of being nice and neat. And let me turn it off, see if you can see. See how nice and neat that is? I mean, I know that's really dark. And I love the blue in here that's like, I don't want to say iridescent, but it's like, it's a specialty diamond. So, I hope you enjoyed hearing all of that. And yeah, I don't have any of my jewelry on because I'm still in pajamas. I literally woke up, put laundry in, and came up here and did this. So you guys will be getting this video so very early. But I hope you all have had a fantastic week so far and that you have a good day today. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.